What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. On this episode, we'll talk about 7 things that I don't like about M1 Finance. And for those of you that have been following my channel for quite some time, you know that I talk a lot about M1 Finance and how I like that it's easy to use. However, it's not always what you think. There are 7 things that I either don't like or wish that they included. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Romel, and on this channel we talk about all things related to finance, investing, and building wealth. We discuss mindsets, strategies, techniques, and resources to help you in your journey to build wealth. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. We produce new content every week. All right, in this episode, we'll be talking about the resource part of the whole investing platform. We're going to be talking about M1 Finance. For those of you that don't know, M1 Finance is a brokerage that allows you to buy and sell stocks in their own certain way. Similar to, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, Robinhood. This is another type of investing platform. All right, so there's been a lot of great things that I like about M1 Finance, but in looking at this deeper, I'd like to share 7 things that I don't like about M1 Finance. The first one is that there's only one trading window if you have the free version, and that's at 9:30 a.m. And if you don't know, M1 Finance does have a higher tier option. I think it's $125 a month that allows you to have 2 trading windows along with some other benefits. But if you're just looking to start investing and just want to do this for free in terms of the account, if you have a free account, then there's only one trading window, which is at 9:30 a.m. If you do upgrade to get the premium M1 Finance Plus, I believe, service, then they actually give you a second trading window, which is at 3 p.m. All right, so that's one thing I don't like. I wish there was more trading windows that you could have for free, but obviously, I don't make any crazy trades, and I'm pretty consistent with the way I invest. So one trading window for me is fine. But if you're looking to get into M1 Finance and you think that you can trade anytime you want throughout the day, then you're mistaken. There's only the option of having 2 trading windows. Again, that's at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and 3 p.m. Eastern time. All right, the second thing I don't like is that they don't offer any cryptocurrency investing features or abilities. That's something that is okay with me. I wish I did have a way to invest in crypto, so that way this could be like my one-stop shop for cryptocurrencies. I wish there was some sort of Coinbase integration. On my Coinbase account, I basically do a recurring $5 a week automatic deposit and automatic purchasing of certain cryptocurrencies just to dollar cost my way into cryptos as well. I think that would be a great option or a great feature to have with M1 Finance, because there's a lot of people, especially institutional investors, that are getting into cryptocurrencies. They're seeing a lot of value, and a lot of them believe that it may be the next form of financial freedom. All right, so for those of you that have used M1 Finance, then you do know that all you have to do is deposit money into your account, and based on the portfolio you have, it automatically invests your deposit money for you. However, there's one thing that you should know, and that is that you need a minimum of $1 per holding to invest. So for example, let's say you deposit $10 into the account and you have 25 holdings, right? 25 companies that you want to invest in. What it'll do is it'll basically divvy up the $10 proportionally into all of your holdings. That being said, if you have one company that gets $1 worth of investing, and you have another one that'll get only 25 cents worth of investing, then the company that has $1 worth of investing funds, because it got split proportionally, that company will get invested, whereas the other one that has 25 cents won't get invested. Instead, what you'll see is there's been buys that have been excluded from purchase, and that's because it didn't meet that $1 threshold. So that's one thing that you guys should be aware of. If you think that you deposit money and it's going to automatically buy all the companies every week, then you have to take a look at how much you're investing, and if your minimum investment allows you to have full dollar values of all your companies. All right, the next thing is about the holding limit for M1 Finance. One thing that's very cool about M1 Finance is that you can make your own pies. Pies are basically like a way to make your own ETF. You basically say, hey, I want this pie to represent 25% of my portfolio. And in this pie, I want 4 companies, each with a 25% share, which adds up to 100 whole pie, right? So that's one thing you can do. You can basically make your own ETFs within M1 Finance. However, one thing that you should know is that M1 Finance has a 100 company holding limit. So if you're looking to replicate some of the ETFs out there, unfortunately, you won't be able to because some of those ETFs have more than 100 holdings within them. If you want to replicate those ETFs, then just invest in that ETF. So that's one thing you should know about if you're trying to recreate any sort of ETFs. Another thing that you should know about, which I don't really like, is that with M1 Finance, if you want to set your percentages of your companies for allocations into your pies or your portfolio, then you have to do it with round, full number decimals, full number percentages. You can't invest 1.5%. Instead, it'll have to either be 1% or 2%. So that's another thing that you have to know, and which I wish they gave us more flexibility. So that way, if you did want to kind of, make your own ETF, there is more flexibility in having those, half a percentages increments. All right, the next one is for a lot of those long-term investors like myself. One thing that M1 Finance doesn't have is index funds. Index funds such as VTSAX aren't available on a lot of brokerages, and that includes M1 Finance. One of the big differences in index funds is that some of them have an investing minimum requirement in terms of like capital. Another difference is that they trade at the end of the day rather than throughout the day, such like a stock or an ETF. And the third thing is that they automatically reinvest their dividends back into that stock or back into that index fund. So that's one thing you should know. If you're looking to get into M1 Finance to invest in index funds such as VTSAX, then you're not going to have that ability. All right, guys. And the 7th and final thing that I don't really like about M1 Finance is that there's no options trading. For those of you that are a bit more advanced in trading and investing and want to do some options trading, then M1 Finance isn't the brokerage for you. For those of you that don't know, options trading is basically, I'm going to call it betting. It's betting on whether a stock price goes either up or down. And based on that, if you're correct, then you make money. And if you're wrong, you lose money. And that's very, that I'm basically oversimplifying it, but it's basically the gist of it. So if you're looking to do options trading, then M1 Finance isn't going to be the right tool for you or right brokerage for you. All right, guys, that said, M1 Finance does have a lot of great features and qualities, and I'll explain that in another video. But I thought I'd make this video because as I was looking at my account and going through all these things, a lot of these negatives came up, and I think that, I'd like to give you a honest perspective. I know I do say a lot of great things about M1 Finance, but you should realize that there are some drawbacks to it. There's a lot of restrictions. Like I mentioned, there's only 2 trading windows max. And if you're on the free version like myself, there's only 1 trading window. So if you are looking to get into M1 Finance, those are things that you should know. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you'd like to connect with me on other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, I'll leave links in the description down below. Again, if you haven't yet, please smash the like button to let the YouTube algorithm know that you appreciate the content we produce. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your support really helps this channel in growing and producing new content every week. We're not sponsored yet, and I just want to provide the most amount of value that I can to all my watchers and subscribers. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.